YouTube sensation Jeffree Star's decision to quit the platform is enough to make any fan do a double take. He's certainly been keeping us guessing with his recent conduct, and now, he may have sparked a new frenzy. We all want to know what could have possibly happened to inspire the beauty influencer to leave the platform that made him famous. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about if Jeffree Star is quitting YouTube or not. Is there something behind this controversial move? Time will surely tell, and we can only speculate for now. But one thing is for sure. You don't want to miss the suspense-filled video about Jeffree Star and his mysterious exit from YouTube. Shane Dawson has resumed creating his YouTube documentaries after spending the last 2.5 years mainly offline. Shane debuted the first installment of a new multi-part series earlier this month on his friendship with Jeffree Star and their post-cancellation lifestyles. The second episode of the series, titled The End of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, was uploaded by Shane to his YouTube account last week, and today he revealed the last installment. A 5-part docu-series on Jeffree Star, one of the most contentious figures on the internet, has just had its debut on Shane. Shane's series, which examined Jeffree's MySpace popularity and cosmetics business, received millions of views, revitalized his YouTube channel, and strengthened his online visibility. The Conspiracy Line, a joint venture between Shane and Jeffree Star Cosmetics, was documented in a follow-up Shane series called The Beautiful World of Jeffree Star, which Shane debuted. Conspiracy eyeshadow palettes went on sale for over $1 million and sold out in less than 30 minutes. To date, the series has had over 140 million views. However, this was Shane's last documentary before being widely canceled the year after. Early in 2020, many unearthed recordings and images of Shane making racist remarks, dressing in blackface, sexualizing animals and children, and using the N-word started to become viral. Considering the political climate at the time, Shane experienced harsh blowback due to the murder of George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter demonstrations. He received criticism for his close friendship with Jeffree Star, who has a history of making racist remarks, and he was also implicated in the bi-sister plot to harm James Charles' career. On June 27, 2020, Shane published a video titled Taking Accountability before remaining offline for over a year. Although Shane has previously discussed his cancellation, this is the first time the inventor has been open about it on his YouTube channel. Before focusing on his friendship with Jeffree and his experiences working with him, this episode of the series explores the mind of Shane Dawson. Despite the fact that it has been 2.5 years, Shane's cameraman, Chris, is still following the inventor as he interacts with his boyfriend, Ryland, and cracks jokes about himself. But since 2019, a few things have altered. The first thing the inventor said was that he and Ryland were surrogate parents and were expecting a child. The pair is currently residing in Colorado after leaving Los Angeles. In an effort to keep his fans informed, Shane vlogs a day in his life, visiting Ryland's family and bringing his dogs to the veterinarian. Shane also says he has stepped away from social media. Shane says, "I am less anxious. I feel comfortable." In response to Chris's inquiry about if his creative process and content have altered since his cancellation, "I'm not worried that I'll say anything stupid. I don't watch anything with my face in it, and Twitter is not something I use. I only kind of live my life." Vicky, Shane's mother-in-law, asks him to clarify the charges that Shane worked with Jeffree as a money grab when they arrive at Raylan's boyhood house, and Shane wants his family to throw out personal questions that he would ask if I was making a series about myself. The two developers visit the Jeffree Star Cosmetics studio in the first episode to choose the palette's color scheme and sample various colors. The second palette integrated the styles and personalities of the two creators, but the Conspiracy collection was Shane to the Fef, in core, according to Jeffree. In fact, one of the videos has two new hues named Scorpio and Cancer to honor the signs of the creators. Shane emails Jeffree at the conclusion of the first episode to inquire about his legal rights over displaying the palette on his YouTube channel. Shane, Ryland, and Chris decide to visit the Star Yak Ranch in Casper, Wyoming, with Jeffree quickly approving Shane's request, but also remarking that it would be more effective if we were sitting face to face. With that, the show ends with a trip montage. The sort of material Jeffree produces now is different from what he did with his earlier videos due to the waning of the YouTube beauty community over the last several years. As one of his reasons for quitting YouTube, Jeffree mentions the growth of short-form video and the demise of beauty in the show. In the video, Jeffree reveals that he will be leaving YouTube after posting 2 more videos to his channel. Despite the fact that many of Jeffree's devoted fans ceased interacting with his material following his termination, his choice to leave YouTube remains noteworthy. Jeffree's departure from YouTube represents the end of an era since he was one of the most well-known producers at the height of the beauty industry. The writers debate Jeffree's future course throughout the episode, with Shane first attempting to persuade him to remain on the platform. Jeffree says that YouTube is no longer a source of creative fulfillment or happiness, but he is steadfast in his resolve. Reels and TikToks are the only things that get views, according to Jeffree. It's not about being cancelled and not famous enough anymore. Simply it's how you navigate in a new environment, he says. They took the joy out by making me the fucking villain. Why would I be on a platform where people think I'm a piece of shit, he said. Later, in the series' concluding interview, Jeffree mentions how he first used YouTube as a means of growing Jeffree Star Cosmetics. But unlike Shane, Jeffree never focused only on YouTube. Jeffree is leaving YouTube, but he isn't completely giving up social media. The episode depicts Jeffree and Jacqueline, his social media manager, having a brainstorming session. We witnessed Jeffree's staff prepare a number of transformation-style videos for upcoming postings, from discussing possible TikTok concepts to popular audios. Of course, the series' penultimate episode covers more than simply Jeffree's goals for social media. In addition, he drives Shane, Ryland, and Chris to Fire Rock Steakhouse, one of the Casper eateries that serves Star Yak Ranch burgers. Even Jeffree introduces Shane to some of his pet yaks later in the show. Jeffree replies, "I really want to go full everything. I want to have a retail store, and then I really want to have a healthy fast food restaurant with a basic menu, and it's just all yak." When questioned about his future ambitions for his yak company, in order to wrap off the tale, the 2 creators ultimately divulged the backstory of the Doomsday Collection. Shane claims that they began developing the palette before the Conspiracy Collection had ever been made public. Right before COVID and their mass cancellations occurred, the inventors had spent around 6 months in the lab experimenting and developing new hues. Ironically, the collection had a biohazard theme. The eyeshadow titles in the palette included World War T, Survival of the Thickest, and Quarantine, and Shane had suggested that the pig mirrors wear gas masks. Shane continues by outlining the reasons the collection was never made public. He didn't want to return to social media after COVID and his cancellation, where he had asked Jeffree to use the colors in other palettes. He admits to Jeffree, "To be very honest, I didn't believe I would ever make anything again at that moment. So, like I promised, take this palette and utilize the hues for something else because they are so fucking awesome." The colors that would have been in the Doomsday palette were later made available in other collections. For instance, World War T and Survival of the Thickest were the original names of the colors Money Heist and Chameleon Fetish in the Blood Money Artistry palette. Shane acknowledges in the closing moments of the video that he is upset about how things turned out, but he also thinks it was for the best. Well, there you have it. Jeffree Star may be quitting YouTube after all. But as we all know, celebrities can never stay away from a little drama. So while we may not know the details of his decision just yet, one thing is certain: even if Jeffree Star is saying goodbye to YouTube for now, he'll definitely be back at some point in the near future with plenty of fireworks and fanfare. Until then, this will remain an unsolved mystery with lots of speculation thrown in for good measure. Do us a favor and keep your eyes peeled when Mr. Star makes his big return. It's sure to be absolutely iconic.